Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Well, today we're going to get started on part 3 of the 2024 Department 56 review. At least the pieces that I have purchased, we have been reviewing. Today should wrap it up. I've got 4 additional reviews for you, and they're all pretty cool. The first one is a piece that when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, it's kind of cool. We absolutely need one, but I'm not sure that I'm going to purchase it. I wasn't sure of the size or how it would look. And then during the last class that I taught at Millie's Hallmark, I got to see it in person, and that was all she wrote. I decided I had to have this one. I think it's an incredibly cool piece, incredibly well done, and would add I would just add so much to any village they make. And I'll be honest with you, it doesn't even really have to be for Halloween, although you would have to mask a little bit of the backdrop. So, hey, what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the full moon backdrop. One of the coolest pieces for an accessory that's going to be in the back of your scene that I think Department 56 has ever released, especially in this Halloween genre. So with that, let's jump off the tripod and give you a much closer look at the full moon backdrop. Okay, so like always, we'll start with a box. You can see it here, full moon backdrop. It's got a lot of the warnings and things on the front. I'm not sure why that's like that, but it is, especially for children, small children. And I guess the real reason is because of the battery and the remote control. So obviously it's got a battery inside that remote control that is pretty small, and I guess kids like to put that stuff in their mouth. So anyway, it's plastered all over the front of the box. This is a lit porcelain accessory. This whole thing is porcelain, which is very cool, but it's also, you just got to be really careful with it. Porcelain is porcelain, and it looks amazing, but it's not like resin. And so if you were going to buy this new, obviously it's out now, it would cost you $87.50. Again, when I first saw it on the website, I was like, well, it is kind of cool looking, but I'm not sure that I'm going to purchase that. But then I saw it. And so what I've done is I've set up a couple of pretty large trees and some of the imposing monument tombstones. Those are rather large, as you guys know, but that way it'll help give it a little more size perspective for you. Look at this. Is that not incredibly cool? That is on the white setting, and the remote control does a pretty good job, although you got to be rather close to it. But before we change anything, let's just sort of look at some of the detail on the base itself. The base is sort of a rocky outcropping, got some green moss and grass on there. Not the greatest of paint jobs, especially if you're kind of looking right in there, but not too bad either. Quite honestly, it's not bad. And it looks just like this on the back. I'm not going to turn it around now, but you kind of see what that looks like. And so that is how this moon looks. I'll kind of let you see it all here, or at least attempt to. So very, very cool piece. And it's pretty big. I mean, that is a fairly large backdrop. So you could use that in just about any display, and it's going to look incredibly cool. Can you imagine some more cliffs kind of coming down this way, and then the Wolfman, which there is a figure of a Wolfman, and I have him sitting up here on an outcropping, kind of howling at the moon. Just a vignette by itself like that with a graveyard below would be really, really cool. So endless possibilities with this. Okay, so the remote control is pretty cool also, and let me try to focus on that a little bit. My camera is not focusing real good, but you can kind of see the remote control here, and so you get a choice of brightness level. So if you take this brightness level here, this one that my thumb is over, and push it down, now you can, that blinking, if you see that blinking, it's actually, that's the strobe effect of the LED lights in there. It's not really doing that. It's just sitting still. So you can see that that is the lowest setting right there. And then we can come all the way back up to the highest setting right there. And the camera's trying to adjust to that. The cool part is you can change the moon to any color you want. You can go to red, Now you've got a red moon, you've got a green moon, a blue moon, all right, and then any flavor of the blue, a little bit different color of blue, all the way down to a purple, a little lighter purple, and then all the way down to a pink. And I don't know how well that's showing up. And then green, various shades of green, blue, and then sort of an aqua color down there. Then you go from a red to a lighter red into an orange, and then into a yellow moon. And so incredibly, incredibly cool. So that is the yellow. The white seems the only one that's not flickering right now. I'm not sure why. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. I'm seeing it in the camera, but irrespective of any of that, this is really cool. It's not flickering, it's steady, and it's just fine. So that is cool. And then if you look here at the remote, let me try to, again, focus on this thing. It's hard to do this holding this and then trying to bring it up and focus on it. So you've got flash, strobe, fade, and smooth. So if you go to flash, now the moon is just going to flash in between all of those different colors. Okay, if you go to strobe, then it's going to I'm not sure what the difference is. I haven't played with this a whole lot, and I don't think I would use all of this because, you know, the moon changes from a white to a blue to a green to a red. Doesn't happen in the world that I live in. Not as fast as this thing does it, so I wouldn't use those. And then you got fade, and fading is actually a better choice. It goes from a real light to a different color, but it fades in and out. So that's pretty cool, but it changes really, really quick. And there's nothing you can do about that, and that's okay. And then the last one is smooth. And let's see what that one does. So smooth is really flash, I think, or strobe, which is crazy, a crazy psychedelic effect. I mean, if you're prone to seizures, you may not even want to look at that one. So I am not sure that I would use any of those, although they're there and available to you if you like that. I like the plain white on the highest setting, or I like the yellow, or I like the orange, or even a red moon is really cool. And so there's the blue moon is really cool. There's several in here that I would use, just like the purple moon. Just having it like that, I think, is really, really nice. But for me, I'm just prone to the white moon. Now, you could lighten it, increase the intensity or reduce the intensity depending on what effect that you're trying to achieve. So there you have it, a much closer look at the 2024 full moon backdrop. Well, hopefully that gives you a much closer look at the 2024 full moon backdrop. Again, this is a piece that when I saw it on the website, I wasn't sure that I wanted it in my collection. Really didn't pay too much attention to it at all. And then saw it in person and completely changed my mind. Knew at that point that I needed this in my collection. This is so versatile. You can use it in Halloween villages and fall villages and Christmas villages. You name it, you can use it. I like it because for Halloween, we've always needed and wanted sort of a full moon, and to have one of this size as a backdrop in your trick-or-treat lane, sitting way back in the distance, or in a woodsy type display or a fall display, you can't really go wrong. I'm anxious to see how you guys, if you're getting it, are planning on using it. So leave that in the comments. If you're on the fence, hopefully this has kind of swayed you in one way or the other of, yes, I absolutely want it, or nah, after I've seen it on the channel here, maybe I'm going to pass on it. I'd love to know that too. If you're planning on getting it, let me know that in the comments. And like with all my videos, if you've liked it, make sure you click the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Again, it helps the channel grow. It helps me out personally, and it keeps me motivated to keep coming back and bringing you review after review after review in the new Halloween seasons as we continue to click the time down towards our favorite holiday. So with that, we're going to jump in and start reviewing the next piece. So take care of yourselves. We'll talk again real soon.